of how we are going to walk through over this period of afternoon till evening today. Well, with this, I know we are all, we have pundits of their own area sitting out here. Let me have the privilege of introducing you to a person out here who says, that if you plan your future looking to the past, your future will always be a modified past. So I think this is what this man is all about. He's going to talk to us about GDP. He will speak to us on things called as premiumization. What is the definition of premium and so on and so forth. Which many people, we have different definitions for this word called premiums. So let me introduce you to Rohan Agarwal. He's a distinguished partner. I just had a privilege of meeting him some time back. Rohan, welcome. And he's from the Red Seer Strategy Consultants with over 12 years of experience. And Rohan is also recognized for advising leading consumers in the market. He is basically, let's talk about, oh my God, an alumnus of IIT Ahmedabad, and also I am Indore. Rohan's strategic clarity and market foresight have been instrumental in shaping a high impact journey for brands across sectors, especially the home category. That's what I understand. We're delighted to have you here, and also, welcome and come ahead to kick off the session today, as you're the first speaker for us. So I think big round of applause to him, please, guys. Let's put our hands together.
Hi everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Rohan, partner with Red Seer Strategy Consultants, and happy to be here today with all of you. Thank you to Rajiv and team for the opportunity. I'm going to be talking today about some of our thoughts on the next frontier in home segment. Of course, looking forward to learn more from folks here in the room. Before that, just a quick introduction to ourselves. Red Seer, we are a leading strategy consulting firm coming out of India, the largest one to do so in the last 15 years now. Our focus has been on consumer and new age businesses, companies which are disruptors and challengers in their segments. And we help them on two agendas, strategy and transactions. Strategy being just helping them with all sorts of growth agendas, efficiency agendas. Transactions more from a lens of helping you raise funds from private markets or public markets as well. We do work across consumer segments and including home. Just over the last weekend, one of our clients, Wakefit, filed for its DRHP in the journey to IPO, and we were partners to them in their journey. Many more such exciting achievements along our journey. I myself have been with the firm for almost 10 years now. I lead our work in public markets as well as a few consumer segments, including home. With that introduction, I'll just quickly dive into the discussion agenda that I had in mind today. Broadly, two themes. One, I just wanted to give everyone a quick update into the market today, home and furnishings, where is it at, what kind of tailwinds are we seeing, what kind of consumer shifts are we seeing in the segment. And secondly, delve a bit deeper into premiumization as a theme. Like was being told just before, there are various definitions to a premium. How do you define it for your own brand, for your own consumer, actually makes a lot of difference in even targeting the segment. And then really the models that will be needed to make it work and really just achieve the premium opportunity that's out there. So I'll get into each of these themes one by one. Starting out, I think something that we all see out here. We believe the market of home and furnishing today in India is about 2.823 trillion rupees, and it has a very good growth headroom ahead, a good healthy 11 to 13% growth rates over the next 5 years. But even with the scale that we have today, what's interesting is that the per capita spend on the category in India leaks behind some of the developed markets out over there. Of course, this is a story across a lot of consumer segments, but we've seen this actually be a lot more pronounced in the home segment. As you can see, China is 4x of per capita spends of India, UK is about 20x, and US is about 25x, right? That actually signifies significant opportunity that brands, retailers in this segment could harvest on and drive over the next decades to come in the India market. And there are some macro factors which are driving the growth ahead, but also some of the sector-specific enablers. In terms of macros, of course, the India growth story is fairly strong, which is leading also to income pyramids, wherein middle income is actually becoming a lot bigger, which is then giving rise to disposable spending and then translating into spends for categories such as home. Also, the element of urbanization, nuclearization, which will drive more homes, more households that we witness in the markets out there, that being one of the other trends. And then generally exposure to digital mediums. We're all today, as consumers, spending a good number of hours on our screens today, wherein we do learn more about trends across various categories and such. Whereas on the more specifically from the home front, of course, a lot of new age players have come to the fore and they are driving the category growth through innovation, through distinct business models, which I'll touch on a lot more ahead. Online adoption beyond just the discovery aspect, but helping consumers directly interact as well as buy from you as a brand. And lastly, premiumization, which we will dive deeper into, as the Indian consumer is earning more, is aspiring to actually become and be at the center of some of the trends that they're witnessing. It's actually having a significant impact on the premiumization spend. And generally, the consumers in the segment have actually moved on from someone who was a lot more need-based, functionality-based, to today who has been looking at home as a social status marker, a space where they spend a lot of time, invite friends, family, to also now young consumers actually looking at home as an expression of their own identity. They are looking for products which help them express themselves. These young consumers are looking for the trendiest of the designs out there. So in general, what we are witnessing in the segment and the category is there's a lot of exploration that's happening. There's a lot of aspiration that sits there. It will take for all the brands out there to really find who that consumer is, how can they really just get those dollars out of their pockets which they're willing to spend. And I'll speak more about that in the coming pages. One of the other trends we've been generally seeing, and I was speaking about it a few minutes back, in the category is that of the role of online channel. Now, of course, exploration has moved very significantly to online channels for a whole lot of consumer categories. But our own category, there's a lot of products and segments which can't be just bought online without exploring offline too. But even so, there have been innovations in categories such as mattresses, for example, with roll-back technologies which came in a few years back when consumers could just get those mattresses delivered online. That just opened the access to modern mattresses to consumers across the 20,000 plus pin codes in the country today, rather than being able to buy those from retail outlets in some of the larger cities. So today, online is driving 9% of the market and is expected to grow the fastest over the next few years. Of course, it doesn't go without a combination of the offline discovery and the combination of a seamless experience for the consumer. So the importance of omni-channel remains important, and there of course are also the consumer aspirations which are driving the discovery and the transactions on the online channel. And online channel has also been able to enable the new age D2C companies in their venture towards targeting the consumers. There are a lot of learnings that we have been gathering from their own models over the last few years, some of which stand out to us in terms of targeting the consumers in the category are, one, their ability to really drive competitive pricing. We always say that Indian consumer is a value-conscious consumer. The definition of value earlier used to be price-sensitive nature. Now it's about also what we are getting. Is that of the quality that I aspire to have or not? And so to that degree, their ability to really just go deep into the back end and being able to get the right price for the consumers out there becomes supremely important. Driving innovation by way of R&D, by way of working on newer materials. Sustainability is a very strong theme out there for the consumers today. Also being able to work on supply chain processes which enable modularization, which will eventually help us all to drive more optimized inventory levels and faster turnaround times. The direct-to-consumer channel, which allows you to interact directly with the consumer, hyper-personalization for them, giving them financing solutions which makes the products accessible today. And lastly, the omni-channel experience, which is by giving them a seamless handover between the channels, giving them an access to a unified inventory, giving them also an at-home delivery experience which is on par with what some of the other categories enable. And in general, the way this is transitioning into the, now I'm getting into the premium opportunity gradually. We've all been reading about how premium homes have been selling in the Indian market. In fact, in real estate, right now you have the premium properties actually have a significantly better uptake compared to the affordable housing that is out there for multiple reasons, but at least there we've seen at least 45% growth in homes valued at 1 crore and plus segment over the last 4 years. Couple that with the amount of spend that consumers want to make towards the interior and towards the designing of the homes, that has increased significantly. And if you then multiply the two, you can actually see the amount of impact it can have on the designing and the interiors opportunity, right? Consumers also today are replacing products a lot faster. They are looking to refresh the setup that they are experiencing inside their homes a lot earlier. So all of that presents us with an opportunity to be able to stay ahead of the trends, what consumer is looking for, enabling those trends through a supply chain which is very seamless. Now, shifting gears to premium opportunity in the market, and of course, how do you define premium? But here you have a quick segmentation of the market. Metro T1 markets remain some of the sizable markets in the segment. Within them, as you can see, while mass does drive a significant portion of the market, but the growth rates for Masstige, premium, luxury, that is a lot faster, which indicates, if you look at this picture of the India home market 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you will see the center of gravity shifting. And so important question for all of us as operators is to understand how are we able to leverage this trend and actually play at the center of it. There are various nuances in which different subcategories are experiencing this trend, be it in furniture where a lot of sustainable materials, smart products or solid wood is driving this. In the case of mattresses is the shift from really the general cotton mattresses to then foam, latex and hybrid mattresses. In furnishings, really about branded furnishings and within them the premium brands also. And consumers across various demographics and profiles are asking for it. The needs may vary between the different cohorts, right? Right up left, you have a young consumer who typically have lower affordability levels. Even they need the trendiest of the designs, but at affordable rates. So they have to be catered to accordingly. Then there are settled family upgraders out there who do have that purchasing power, but they are looking for durability, they are looking for the right quality. And then there is an affluent lifestyle seeker, HNIs, who are looking for a great experience, the exclusivity of the products out there, and some of the trendiest designs, personalization and such. Targeting each of these consumer cohorts needs a very different approach. And so the first question one has to ask is, who am I going after? A lot of challenges in being able to realize this opportunity. It's not an easy one. It really starts from being able to define and deliver premium in a very crowded category. Design is of course a non-negotiable, but beyond design also, how do you separate yourself from the crowd is practically the biggest question out there. With consumer expectations and their needs changing every frequently, that just poses with us a question into how agile are we to react to those trends. Then again, the operational model, being able to cater to this, to the speed itself, that becomes a big question. Being able to have a responsive strategy towards inventory, towards newer SKUs, designs. And lastly, the experience. A consumer today is looking for an experience which is seamless across the channels, right from when they are browsing, discovering you, and right up until they receive the product at their doorstep and get installed, if that is the case. And an omni-channel, while it is often quoted very loosely and pretty regularly, but a real omni-channel model is very much needed to make that experience seamless. There is a good set of learnings that we have from players across different categories. Just brought in a few examples from the international markets. There is Roche, which has thrived by way of luxury offerings, by way of collaboration with designers in the global markets. There is an example of Rohan Agarwal, which has actually thrived by way of the operational transformation, which enables them to catch trends every frequently. And then there is restoration hardware, which is a very good example into a very premium customer experience end-to-end, right from discovery until delivery. So a lot of learnings from brands globally, and of course from India as well, which I spoke about early on. In summary, there are these 4 elements we believe will be needed to focus on to drive this premium opportunity for brands, for retailers in the India market over the next few years. First of all, it's practically the design identity, being able to really understand who your consumer is, then being able to understand what kind of design aesthetics are they looking forward to, and then being able to play to that. Being able to also then do hyper segmentation of the consumers and going after them respectively. Next is the omni-channel model I spoke about quite at length. The consumer engagement, leveraging data effectively in our businesses, analytics, to be able to have a very good sense of the funnel the consumer funnel that you have, and why is the drop-off high, how can we mitigate those, but also equally playing the story part. How is your brand able to engage with the consumers with a very convincing story? You may have seen how there is a talk about the Gen Zs and the latest consumer cohorts being super attached to brands with a purpose that they can relate to. And so in such a world which is out there for us, how do we also tell that story to our consumers? And lastly, the operational precision in many ways has to be explored. One of the unique challenges of our category is that, unlike other consumer categories, there are defined large manufacturing setups which enable the back end and help you to drive significant price advantage. In our segment though, there is still a significant opportunity to leverage technology, variety of tools, analytics, such that we can actually drive significant operational excellence. With that, I just close my presentation today. Just a quick glimpse into how we at Redseer have been helping brands and retailers in this journey. Happy to have a chat with you after. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you.